Hey, what's up, everyone? My name's Devin Moreno, and I'm an investor here in the DMV area, and I specialize in rooming houses. And I actually own 17 properties, and I'm actually starting to collect almost entirely rooming houses this point forward because I love them. And one thing I've actually started to do in my acquisition is buying expensive homes that normally wouldn't work as rentals, and then turn it into a rooming house where now suddenly the numbers work for me. But in this video, I'm going to talk more about how I'm redesigning the house. I actually bought this house subject to, and actually is basically no money out of pocket to purchase the deal. I actually talk about that in another video. And in this video, I'm going to talk about what I'm doing to redesign it. I actually have a construction company that's doing the renovations. I actually started one up just recently, which of course I can help you with your renovations if you're interested as well. But I'm going to show you what I've been planning. I'm actually standing in the kitchen area, and this is where we pretty much gutted it in a sense. What I want to do is maximize two things, all right? So one, it was really cluttered in the kitchen area. You'll see here in this area that there was actually some random bedroom they slotted here next to the kitchen. You can see actually in the photos here how it used to look. And I was just like, okay, let me demo this entire wall, this entire space, and turn this into one large common area. This actually helps me for future comps. So I want to renovate this house based on not only the rooming tenants that are going to live in it, the co-living tenants living in it, but also a future sale. That open concept kitchen with a dining room right next to it is going to make a lot more sense than some random bedroom next to the kitchen. I want to have a minimum of 4 bedrooms though, all right? In order to cash flow, you often need more bedrooms, and you usually want your bathroom count to actually match your bedroom count. So ideally 4 in this house. So let's talk about some of the other design changes I made. Number one, there wasn't nearly enough cabinets here. So I actually need more cabinets in this space. I'm actually gonna be putting an island in order to maximize cabinets, and that's because of the 4 tenants who are gonna live in the house. Remember, in these houses, they often are gonna repeat a lot of the food that another person already has. That's because in a family of 4, they'll share it. But in a co-living house, well, they don't share it as much. So basically I have to have that ready for them. I also need a space to have 2 refrigerators, and I already built that for myself, and I'm going to show you that in the next room. For the sink, we're actually going to keep it here just to save money really, and it's a fine spot to be honest. And then we're going to close this up, and it'll take us into the next room where I decided to create a little bit more of a pantry. And so in here, they actually had a really tiny living room space just before it entered this other living room area right here. And I'm not really sure what this space was used for before. I think it was to put a TV on that wall, and then you have a couch here, but we already have a living room space. So what I wanted to do was take the washer and dryer from out of the basement inside of what would now be someone's room and put it in a common area. And it's actually putting it closer to the master bedroom as well, which of course is good for future value for trying to sell it to somebody else. So what I did was I went ahead and put it up here. I'm going to wall in this area here, and the lines are really easy to move because we actually have the water lines right below us. All the water and drain lines are right here, and that's because of the bathroom right above us and the bathroom right below us. So okay, that's perfect. Then in this space here is where I'll actually be putting a pantry. You'll notice in this house as we walk around, there is no real pantry area, so I'm just putting it here. This space in general becomes also like a storage. Since we have the washer and dryer over there, now I can easily put a second fridge in this spot. For me, remember, I always say if you have 4 more tenants, you should have 2 fridges in the house because you're gonna have more volume, once again, for the same reason the cabinets. For a family who wants to come in here and they don't want 2 fridges, this can act as a really good storage space as well. Going out of this one room, we actually opened this up. This used to have a screen door that you see in here in these photos. And then also in this room, we pretty much demoed all of it because it was a lot of old style. The walls were really old. Everything was kind of like an antique sort of look. So we went ahead and knocked all of that out. What we're looking to do is have tenants who want a modern sort of living and have a really cool house that they're excited to bring guests over to. And by walling in that one side, we actually gave more room for things like a couch or different furniture that I want to put in the house for multiple eating areas. I always try to make sure there's multiple eating areas in these houses so that way tenants can leave their bedrooms. If someone's already eating downstairs, they can still eat somewhere else and have their own solitude. There was actually a thought for us to put a bathroom here in the corner and actually turn this into another bedroom. That would put 5 bedrooms in this house. Now, we could try to get it registered for a legal 5-bedroom. I'll go into that in another video on how we do that. But we actually decided for this purpose, because we'd have to almost demo that bathroom, we couldn't really justify it too much for an ending sale. We decided just, you know what, leave the pipes available for it, but for now, we're not gonna build that bathroom and we're just gonna leave it as is. It also helps save money. So I'm gonna take you upstairs and show you some of the design changes we made with that. Up here, I decided to turn what is normally a brother-sister bedroom into a single bedroom. The reason is because a lot of times, a lot of grown adults that I intend to put in these rooms aren't gonna wanna, one, share a bathroom with somebody else, but also two, on top of that, rent a child-sized bedroom. These bedrooms are very small. So I often don't recommend it, and plus they're separated by a sheet of drywall. Essentially what we did was a creative trick where we can easily turn this back into what it is on the ending sale. So obviously this would be great for 2 kids. So if I want to sell it, I want this to go back to 2 rooms. But how can I convert this to 1 bedroom without taking away an easy route to get it back to the way it was? So what we do is we put the flooring here, right? We rip up all the flooring. There was 2 sets of carpets. When we ripped up the flooring, there was actually framing here. So obviously the flooring would be kind of cut in half. So we actually demoed this part and just framed it out for a door. For the bedroom purpose, now it looks like you kind of got 2 rooms. You can almost put stuff on this side of the wall. We offset the door a little bit, and so you can put stuff maybe on this side. Maybe the tenant uses this side as an office, all right, and then that side is the bedroom. For the light switches, we also are gonna wall this in, but note how we framed this where we can easily fit another door here later when we wanna sell it. So we can actually rip this open and just create the door, no problem there. And then the electrician is actually putting the light switch on this wall. Okay, so now next to this door, if we ever wanted to turn it back, the lights for this room are going on this wall, and then the lights for the other room where you actually enter, okay, so where I'm actually entering are gonna be on this wall. So, or actually, I'm sorry, this one. If we wanted to turn this back into a normal house, it'd be really easy. Just close up this door here, and then as soon as you close up that door, you open up this door, and now, voila, it's done. And you don't even have to change the flooring out, you just cover it. This type of future proofing allows me to maximize a 5-bedroom house comp later on, but yet for now, rent it to 4. Make sure you keep your closets. So we have a closet over here, and then we have a closet in the other room. Few things we paid attention to and kept in mind. We actually made sure that we had, like, let's say duct vents. We have one here next to this window, and then one on that side, and then we also have windows on both sides, so okay, perfect. We made sure, once again, everything would be normal when they, you know, actually close up that wall and we want to sell at the end of it. That was a design consideration. So now this 1 bedroom is big, large, someone will stay in it for a while, and then now they have their own bathroom. So behind me will be the master bathroom, so bed and bath, so that's pretty easy sale. Nothing really to see there. Of course, just making it look nice. We are making walk-in closets, but I always usually advise to make sure at least 1 tub is in the house. But I'm gonna show you the basement where we made a couple other design choices that might interest you. So let's go ahead and take a look down there. So down here, we actually decided to frame out 2 rooms, and we wanted to make sure that this room stayed as a common area for future use, so they desire to use it that way. This room actually has a sliding glass door and actually meant to go into a little small patio. So we didn't want the future owners of the house to feel like, oh, this is just a bedroom. So we kind of like opened it up and we made a closet in here. So technically it is a bedroom. We actually intend to put a door here. We wanted to take the laundry out of here. What we try to prevent is people coming down here and then suddenly running the washer and dryer, and now it's just this loud noise. We could have tried to noise proof it and such, but I'm like, you know what? Let's just go ahead and move it upstairs into that space. We brought the wall, opened up the space in the room a little bit to where a washer and dryer it doesn't really fit as well anymore. And we're like, you know what? Turn this into storage. Best part is we left it open so that way someone can easily access the panel. So now essentially this is now a mechanical room where you have your water heater and you'll have your furnace and your electric panel where you don't have to enter a tenant's room to do anything with it. So I kind of like that design. Let's go into one last design decision. We wanted to get a second bathroom in here. We were having trouble getting this second bathroom in such a way when we originally carved it into this closet. It was hard to have enough space really for this to feel like a room. So we ended up doing just 1 bathroom. But I don't like Jack and Jill bathrooms. So what I did was I created a door here and the person would enter this hallway, and then you could enter this bathroom here. But if you wanted to go in the other room, there'd be another door right there. And that's how we have it set up, where it's that way. Jack and Jill bathrooms can cause a few problems with the rooming house design, mostly because of the way the doors lock on either side. So you can actually lock someone else out on the other side. There are ways to mitigate this, but it's just kind of awkward. We actually made a massive bathroom here for the both of them. We made it a little bit bigger just because they do have to share those resources. When you come into here, we actually noticed that there were really no windows in here. Okay, now it does have egress. We actually made egress on the other side, but because there's no windows, we wanted to make it feel as bright and open as possible, and maybe add enough features where someone will be interested in renting this room, especially the young professionals that we're catering toward. So we put in recessed lighting. We're gonna have plenty of that. You can't really tell now, but we're gonna basically paint the walls kind of more of a vibrant color. And then we have a real nice walk-in closet size feature here. And in this room, they can use it a little bit as storage or however they want to do it. We basically ended up getting this room in here. And actually, you notice, based on the design, we had to walk through someone else's bedroom to get into this room. Well, that's why also we created this egress. So now they have another door to get out. And this is, we just blew this open right here. And this will end up leading us upstairs. So a couple quick notes that I didn't mention. Some of the things I think about in these type of houses. One, temperature. We actually have the 2 bedrooms on the basement floor and then 2 bedrooms on the top floor. So the temperature is going to get messed around with quite a bit because it's generally a 6-degree difference per floor that you are in. So we want to allow the basement tenants to turn up the heat without actually turning up the heat of the whole house during the winter time, and then vice versa for AC. So essentially what I often recommend is putting little wall heaters as supplementary heat, and that generally will do that in a lot of the basement units if they're sharing the same heat. You can also use things like mini splits. They're a lot more expensive. A wall heater's like $400 for parts and materials and install. Mini split, like 4,000, probably 5,000 nowadays. So that's one consideration that we made. If we could have controlled that in any other way, maybe a dual zone system or whatnot, perfect. This house is a little too small for the sort of that thing, but the minimum I'll ever do is one less bathroom than the number of rooms. So I'll either do a 4-3 or a 5-4 or a 6-5. If you have any questions, let me know. And if you want to buy a rooming house and you want me to manage it for you, I can help you operate it. So if you just want to benefit from the cash flow and appreciation of rooming houses, but you don't want to manage it yourself, you're worried about that part, don't worry, I have you covered. If you're in this DMV area, I will manage your rooming house. So if you have any questions, let me know, comment below, and I'll talk to you all very soon.